Sign of the Times, episode 242, from this undisclosed moon man. An undisclosed moon man that looks kind of like the MTV award trophy. Look at that. Looks just like it. QT, of course, a big fan of the MTV awards, his favorite being the time Madonna and Britney Spears were on there together. He loved it. But people love the snaps. Sticker of the Lucha Underground, new season starting Tuesday. This Tuesday, the new season, third season. Season 3 of the Lucha Underground. Pamphlet of the Sign of the Times. Ever shown you the pamphlet? I'm a group of Team IOU. It's a story good dog and a CAC program. The Facebook, the Instagram, the YouTube, which you may be watching right about now. Right about now, you may be watching it. Buddy Highway, huge fan of my Instagram and of my YouTube. He loves the pictures of the bunny rabbits. He also loves the video of the Bryce Bennett match that I have up there. I have one Bryce Bennett match. More on him later. The Twitter where you can follow me, but not literally, much like Beast Barnett does, or much like Tommy C does. They might be. Hashtag get Sunday and Gouge successful. I will be there at some point. Picture of Seymour Schnott, a proud member of the Gouge roster. And bad news, not a good knee in the bunch. Know that. Not a good knee in the bunch. Autograph pictures of Casey Carlisle. Available at CaseyCarlisle.com. It's Casey Carlisle for all your gift-giving needs. We're on her as well later. Because, look at that. Look at that for QT's birthday. Look at that. For Labor Day. Take them to all the hard-working nurses and hand them out. They would appreciate it. The hard-working Amish people and the barn builders. You get some of those. Maybe a few gross of those would be appropriate. Maybe you're planning for Hanukkah later this year. She's got you covered. Look at that. Picture that Kane Jaden is too young to see. There she is when she was NWA World Women's Champion. DVDs available at CaseyCarlisle.com. And this book that I'm giving to Bob Hardy because I found it at the little free library and I'm sure he would love to read it. Bob Hardy, the SCW Hall of Famer, the man that has saved more sports entertainers than penicillin. You'll probably read this. He might be engrossed. I believe there's pictures. Yes. Look at that. We'll probably love that picture. We'll love it. So, if you see this book at the little free library, and you're thinking, well, maybe Bob Hardy would love it, you'll have a copy already. And, look at this. The brand new JB Moonshine T-shirt. Why it's not inclusive of the entire Moonshine family, I don't know. But it is very helpful to Paul Moonshine because now he can tell which one is JB because he has a T-shirt. And he's look Paul, it's got my name on it. I don't know if Paul can read. Straight up, I don't know if the man can read or not. But if he can look at this and be like, that's my son JB, not my nephew Jameson. And hopefully he will look at Jameson and he'll say, that must be Jameson because JB's got the T-shirt. Not sure if he can read, but if he can, this is going to be hugely helpful. I'm sure they're sold at merchandise stands all over the Northwest. They should be. They really should. So, this week I have a busy week. this being on a Saturday, I'm going to go down to WCWC and check out Darren Corbin for the first time live in person. It's been years. We've never crossed paths in person. He's in Portland. I will go down to catch that. It might be like a 6-hour show, 118 degrees in there, lukewarm water, no coffee. But I'll brave it all to see Darren Corbin. Hopefully do his slow motion. Waited years for it. Years. Go back into the Turnbuckle archives. Check out our last interview with Darren Corbin in 2014. We discussed it. It was mentioned. Then, on Sunday, the aforementioned Bryce Bennett will be on Turnbuckle. He's hugely excited. He doesn't know what QT is going to ask him, so he's still hugely excited. Blissfully unaware, QT will probably ask him if he's ever been inside of a two-person horse costume, or QT will probably ask him what color ring ropes would he wear inside of the wrestling ring if he were to be a physical incarnation of a wrestling ring. Which is an odd question, but he might ask it. Bryce Bennett will be on. That poor guy out of Idaho. He is from Nampa, Idaho. On the way up there in the Wrestle Club. He didn't win the Potato Bowl, but if he hadn't lost, he would have probably won it. Technically, he didn't lose, he drew to get eliminated. He was in a draw. Then I'm going to beeline down to NWA Blue Collar. We'll see what happens down there. I believe the tag champion, Dark Asylum, and I have to have a new member added or forfeit the titles because Darkness broke his leg. He was like, what would Sign Guy do? He's like, he broke his leg once, I'll do that. It wasn't the best option, but he took it. And poor young King Jaden said, well, maybe he's on to something, so he broke his hand. I never broke my hand. Parts of it, never my hand. He's a young kid yet. He didn't know. He didn't. We'll see what's happening in NWA Blue Collar. And then Monday, pretty much looking free. Tuesday, Undisputed Wrestling Show. Buff Bagwell will be there, as will the aforementioned Casey Carlisle. She will be. She has a huge match coming up with Mickie James. I'm sure someone will ask about that. Maybe it will be me, because I might be the only one on there. It happens. It definitely happens. On Wednesday, pretty much looking free. Thursday, I'll be waiting around for the battlefield to be prepared for massacre as we get Delete versus Decay. That should be tremendous. Tremendous. We'll probably just copy what JB Moonshine and Lance Dean do on Sunday and recreate it, because they do that. They really do. I've seen it. Maybe Reby Hardy will come out wearing a JB Moonshine T-shirt. Maybe Paul Moonshine will come by to drink a little bit of moonshine with Senor Benjamin. I don't know. Anything can happen. Friday next week, again, the aforementioned Casey Carlisle will be on Turnbuckle. She'll probably say this is a huge step down from Undisputed, as QT asks her what her favorite topping for grits is. Could be. So, call Sonny Ono and say, Mike says in heaven you were right, he does talk a lot about grits. And Sonny Ono will say, I tried to warn you in Texas, but you didn't heed it. Didn't heed my warning. But she'll be there. She'll be there. So, the review for this undisclosed moon-looking man that resembles the MTV Award trophy. On Saturday, I'll be going to see Darren Corbin at WCWC. I haven't been to WCWC in a very, very long time. They don't book me. Usually booked elsewhere when they're running shows, but schedules have aligned. Darren Corbin will be there. I won't miss it. Also, my fellow HPW alumni, Sin Bodie, will be there. We both were in HPW. I'm a Hall of Famer there. I don't know if Sin is or not. Probably not. He's got more work to do before he gets to that level, I guess. Sunday, we got Bryce Bennett. That poor man. That poor man has no idea what's in store for him. He's thinking, great, an interview. This will be great. And then QT will ask him for a recipe for lemon meringue pie. And he'll ask him, what type of ant is the most dominant ant if you were to start an ant farm in the mean streets of Goshen, Indiana? He doesn't know better. But then I got a beeline down to NWA Blue Collar, where Bryce Bennett has never performed yet, but he should. They should book him there. And then Monday, Tuesday, Undisputed Buff Bagwell, whom I might remind if someone says, hey, the ropes are not very good, you should not stand on them. You should listen. You should listen to the people that's actually been in the ring before you. He chooses not to. He chooses not to. Stays on the mat, never uses the rope, he says, as he climbs to the top and bounces off. And then Casey Carlisle will be on as well. Hopefully Huckabee doesn't ask her for her recipe for raspberry muffins. But he might. He might channel his inner QT, I don't know. Huck also in the PWI 500 this year. They included Huck. That might get discussed or it might not. I don't know. I don't know. Then, on Wednesday, Thursday, also Chris, next Friday, Casey Carlisle back on the show. First time in the year 2016 she will be on our show. Probably going to regret it for weeks after that. Weeks. QT will probably ask several questions about electrolyte water because he'd like to give her one for when she travels to Oregon. But until then, pretty much episode 242 from this undisclosed moon looking man.